Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the garden. Today I'm going to take you guys on a quick look around. As always, feel free to leave a comment, hit the like button, all that stuff. It helps the channel. So getting on into this, what we've got going on in March. Wow, we've already got a lot going on. I am seriously just amazed at how much things have changed just in the last week. You'll recall last week we did an update video where the garden was covered in snow and things were an absolute mess. Well, this time, this week, we got 5 inches of rain over the course of about 36 hours, and the entire garden was absolutely flooded. But thankfully, things are starting to dry out a little bit here. And as a result of that flooded garden, things have burst into life, I guess, here. Taking a quick look outside of the hoop house, you can see that our Dutch irises have rebounded from being frozen, and they are absolutely growing like crazy. These things look amazing. My cat has been sitting in them for some reason. I've been trying to keep her out of those, but they look great. I'm really optimistic about that. In addition to the Dutch iris, we also have the Siberian wallflowers, which are doing really well. I don't have any videos about Siberian wallflowers, so I'm really excited to show you guys that one as well. Also in that flower bed we had the Sweet William Dianthus. They are looking quite a bit better. I was actually really worried that they might not make it, that some of them might not make it, but luckily those are a biennial. They are nice and tough and able to withstand that cold weather without much problem. So looking up, they are looking good. Bells of Ireland are looking very rough. You can see the roots are coming out of the ground. They just had a very tough time with the frost. So I am hesitantly like, oh, they might be okay. I think I'm going to end up planting some more snapdragons in that bed. So in case the Bells of Ireland are a failure, we'll have snapdragon seedlings to kind of fill up that bed and back things up. And we'll be able to at least, make the most out of our space here in our little backyard. Also, a lot of the tulips are starting to come up. A lot of the soil actually got washed away in this heavy rainfall. So, I'm not so sure that these pushed up through the soil as much as a lot of my soil just got washed away. You'll see later inside the hoop house, there's a lot of mud inside the hoop house from this torrential rainstorm that we had. But needless to say, the tulips are up, and I am so excited to see our tulip blooms this season because I seriously planted so many of them. Also in another bed we have the Larkspur. You can see the Larkspur are just these little kind of ferny looking teeny tiny little seedlings. Now these seedlings definitely don't look like much now, but as they continue to grow, they are going to start to elongate and be in bloom by midsummer. Yes, there are some weeds in there, but it's not going to make a difference. At least it doesn't in my garden. These are low-growing weeds, and by the time that these larkspur bloom, we're not even going to know those weeds are there. So, I'm not going to go out in the mud and cold and weed the garden. That's just not my gardening personality, I guess. But larkspur are looking very good. Did not protect them through the cold. Handled it really well. Should be exciting. Inside the hoop house, we have our very first blooms of the season. We have our pansies. How exciting is this? I told you guys the pansies have been blooming. This is the Mulberry Shades mixed pansy. Very pretty so far. And this one is the Antique Shades Nature mix. First bloom of that. Just very pretty colors. We also have our stalks. Our scented stalks are starting to look a little bit better. These are looking much better than they did in the last update video. We also have our Calendula. It's looking very nice. I'm starting to see a few little flower buds down in the center of that Calendula. Going to start thinking about blooming sometime soon. So that is going to be very exciting. Again, this was one that I had trouble overwintering in the past, but for whatever reason, it's doing great this year. I think it's because I kept the hoop house much drier than I have in previous seasons. Also, first time in the hoop house, we have our Carnations. They are putting on some pretty good size. You can see we got some weeds in there, but what are you gonna do? But getting kind of nice and tall. Those should be blooming by probably midsummer. Also, the Icelandic poppies are starting to look much better than they were looking. I know there's some yellow in there. A lot of that is a lot of kind of die off from where I had it covered for so long. especially like with the Ranunculus that you see here in a second, that you see here. You can see some of those leaves are yellowing, and I've really been paying attention to it. It's not getting worse, but I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that I was covering them for such a long period of time during that cold snap, and I think that should turn around. Also, obviously, lots and lots of water in the hoop house could be another potential problem, because I did notice that my Ranunculus that are a little bit higher up and aren't as wet definitely look a lot healthier. The foliage looks just a nice lush green color rather than some of that yellow coloration. So really nothing I can prevent there, unfortunately. The Kale is looking very nice. It's actually getting quite a bit bigger and has recovered from the cold, which is surprising because this is one of the things that looks, you know, the worst. We also have this area of kind of looks like sticks, but this is actually our chrysanthemum plants from last year. This is inside the hoop house, and these are going to be used as our chrysanthemum stools to take more chrysanthemum cuttings this spring. As soon as they start producing foliage, we can take our own cuttings. Here, last thing I wanted to show you guys is the miniature low tunnel. This is the low tunnel outside of the big hoop house that has our anemone coronaria in it. We planted a bunch of anemone coronaria this year, and it seems to be growing very, very well. I've taken the cover off of it, and we have our first blooms popping up. Do you see that flower stalk right there? Things are about to get real. Things are about to go down here. We are about to go to Flower Town here in my garden. A lot of exciting things are happening. That's really about it for this update. I know that it was a very quick one. I do appreciate you watching it so much. I've been really, really busy right now with work and trying to get things done and trying to grow the channel and everything. So I really do appreciate your support so much. It really just means a lot. I'm so thankful for it. Sometimes I feel like I don't say it enough, but really, in all honesty, without you guys, I wouldn't be able to grow this garden and keep this garden growing and everything. So just thank you. I really mean it. I hope that you are having such an incredible day. Be sure to leave a comment if you like. Say hello. You know, it helps the channel. It helps the algorithm discover our channel and everything. I really would love to keep growing this channel. I hope that you are having such an incredible day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.